Dragon Ball Z Kakarot and Dragon Ball Sparking Zero need to have a baby. And out of the two, Sparking Zero could be the lady. There's defense mode, switch, and attack mode. And basically what I'm saying is we need a game, a Dragon Ball game that has a story mode of Kakarot and the battle system and versus mechanics of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. And Sparking Zero is supposed to be a Tenkaichi Budokai, you know, like sequel of some kind. What the hell does Sparking Zero mean? How the hell do you go from Budokai and Tenkaichi to Sparking Zero? Like Budokai and Tenkaichi are like Japanese word names. And you decide the proper way to follow it up is Sparking Zero? What the fuck does that even mean? What does Sparking Zero mean? What's Sparking and what's Zero exactly? Is there a Super Saiyan Zero I never heard about? Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, and 0? And what does Sparking represent? When they turn Super Saiyan, their sparks come out? Like, what the fuck? You ever played Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and they always use sparks or sparking as a word to replace fuck and fucking? What is this? What is this? Fucking Zero? Dragon Ball fucking Zero? How much do I have in my bank account? Fucking zero. What the hell does it even mean? Like, how do you go from using these Japanese words, Budokai and Tenkaichi, to sound cool, at least for the most? I don't know what they mean, but they sound cool. They probably mean something cool as well. The Sparking Zero. Last time I brought this up, I couldn't even remember the name. I remember it had the word zero in it. And then I heard the name again. I said, no wonder. Thank God I forgot. What type of stupid name is that? Like, when you think of the name Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, what does the first thing even come to your mind anyway? Why don't you just call it Dragon Ball Z Fighters 2? Well, because we're not using the left and right, you know, cartoony mechanics anymore. Spark, what a dumb name. Like, they sell because the original Dragon Ball is called Spark. I don't care. That name sucks. Especially for a worldwide release. Whoever came up with it and thought that name was good is just retarded. Like, they laid it as a Dragon Ball game. People are gonna buy it anyway. You could call it Dragon Ball Z up the ass and it'll freaking sell no matter what. But anyway, enough about that. One thing, Budokai was always my favorite. Kakarot, I just beat Kakarot recently. It's my favorite Dragon Ball game now. It's perfect. Anybody who grew up on Dragon Ball Z and all the 3 arcs, well, I don't know if you want to call Saiyan arcs. I guess it's 4 arcs. The Saiyan, Frieza, Cell, and Buu arcs. Basically, if you grew up with Dragon Ball Z, buy that game and play it. It's you know, it's beautiful. But the one, Budokai 3 used to be my favorite before that. But my thing was, the reason why I stopped playing Dragon Ball games starting with Tenkaichi, and I only loved the Budokai, is because Tenkaichi did a stupid thing, which they're doing in this game as well, which is separate Saiyan forms. Why? Because for the sake of quantity over quality. Because these kind of games, kind of like Smash Brothers, they don't want to focus on quality over quantity. They love focusing on quantity over quality. And that's the big problem I have with Smash Brothers. They were going in the right direction with Brawl when they started the whole story mode thing. So like brought everything together and made it cool. And then after that, with the Wii U, they didn't have a story mode. We're like, okay, it's the Wii U. You don't want to waste a story mode on the consoles not selling. But then they did it again with the Switch version, and they're like, you know, the Wii U one still sold pretty well. So we'll just go ahead and make the Switch one just, you know. Why enhance our game for having something for everybody? People that want to play story mode and people that want to play online competitively and all that stuff. But we could just take away the story mode and be lazy, incompetent pieces of shit and just make it that it's all this game is purely for the freaking diehards that want to play it competitively and fuck everything else. I thought Mortal Kombat started the whole trend of adding a story mode to your fighting game. Is how fighting games have evolved and are still surviving right now. And then everyone else followed boot. Tekken followed boot. Street Fighter followed boot. I mean, they always had story modes, but having a story mode that brings all the characters together is what I'm talking about. What is one cohesive story with all the characters in the game. Mortal Kombat started that with the DC Universe games that everyone followed boot. Well, Smash Brothers stuck in the past with their bullshit. But anyway, this is not a rant about Smash Brothers. Sparking Zero is basically just for the fans who love Tenkaichi and Budokai, here's a game for y'all, pretty much. And it's basically in that form. But what I always hated was the whole separate Saiyan forms and like transformations, basically. All the transformations are separate. Instead of being that character and transforming into the next thing, you just straight up, you know, you straight up just are the thing that you want to be. Like, so there's a separate Goku, there's a Goku Kaioken, Goku Super Saiyan 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and all that stuff. Which is stupid. Because the whole point of transforming into that thing is to be realistic with the anime that we're watching. The Dragon Ball Z anime. And when you transform into a Super Saiyan, whatever, you become stronger, you become faster, and things of that nature. I mean, that's what Kakarot did, right? When you transform, it wastes your ki a lot quicker. And then you basically have to keep charging up. Because if you don't keep charging up, once the thing hits 0, you untransform and you're back to just regular form. Untransformed form. So when you transform, your moves hit a little bit harder, you're a little bit stronger, you're a little bit faster, like in the anime. In the anime, when you transform, you're supposed to be stronger. You're supposed to hit harder. You know, that makes sense. It consists with the anime. I don't like this lazy shit of like, hey, there's gonna be 10, 11 different Gokus, one for each transformation. It's fucking gay. It's like, what, the Super Saiyan 1 Goku gonna hit harder, be stronger than Goku than the regular Goku? Well, he's not gonna be stronger than him, right? Because then the gameplay is gonna be unbalanced. Now, if you play two different characters that can transform and hit harder, then that's how you balance it out. Like, oh, he's transforming Vegeta, I need to transform my Goku to Super Saiyan because he's gonna end up whooping my ass quicker. But it says you can, when you make the transformation separate from the characters, you can't really make the character stronger because then it unbalances it. Then who the fuck is gonna want to play as the unbalanced version? I mean, yeah, who wants to play as the version that's weaker? You're always gonna want to play the stronger one. So when you do that separate transformation shit, now it's not consistent with the anime. And then on top of that, then you're pretty much going Goku versus Goku Super Saiyan 1, Goku Super Saiyan 3 versus Goku Super Saiyan 2. And it's just whack. I don't know who fucking likes this kind of dumb shit, and that's what turned me off of Tenkaichi. I'm like, wait a minute, I can't transform as Goku no more? I have to basically pick Goku Super Saiyan 3 and unlock him or something? Like, what type of dumb shit is that? I don't mind unlocking Super Saiyan 3, but that was a separate form. And it's like, well, we're not gonna hit stronger like on the anime and all this stuff. So I'm like, what the hell? I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I have zero interest in playing Sparking Zero. Playing fighting games when I was a kid was cool because you had friends and family members to play with. And I know what games, like fighting games like this, you could play online and stuff. And Sparking Zero is gonna have like the same kind of story mode we got in Budokai Tenkaichi, with its like alternative storylines, kind of. Which that was cool when I originally played it back then. But now that I've played Kakarot and its story mode was actually consistent and not just random like fanfare shit, I actually like that. So it's like any story mode I play on freaking Sparking Zero is just gonna be inferior to what I played in Kakarot. If I want to play a good story mode in Dragon Ball Z, I'll play Kakarot, or I'll buy the DLC where they added the Super thing and they added the Goku and Piccolo thing before it turned into Dragon Ball Z. There's a lot of DLC that's out there that I haven't bought yet. I only beat the main story game. Then if I really want to play Dragon Ball Kakarot again, I want to scratch that itch, I'll just buy the DLC and play it again. I don't really need to play Sparking Zero for that. And as far as Sparking Zero goes, it's hard. There's a PS5 game, whereas Kakarot was actually a PS4 game. So if that had like a versus mode, an online versus mode, that would be more cool. But there's I think Sparking Zero is actually a straight up PS5 game. I don't think there's a PS4 version coming out. Basically what I'm trying to say is, a lot of my friends that I know do not have a PS5. I know like one person that has it. Okay, I don't have much friends to begin with, but I have one friend that has a PS5, and everyone else either has a PS4 or they just not gaming right now. So I don't really have a lot of gaming friends. Even my brothers. My brothers don't even have the PS5. I think one of them does have the PS5. But like, I guess I could probably convince him to get Sparking Zero, and then I get it, and then we can play. But it's like Sparking Zero has like 100 or something characters from GT, the movies, and all this stuff. Is like, again, quantity over quality. You're just putting in characters for the sake of putting in characters. That does not make a good fighting game, and it doesn't make me fucking get hard on my fucking pants. Oh yeah, they have 100 or something characters. I can't wait. I don't care, especially when you're just making various versions of the same character in different transformation forms. Oh, but they have different, like attacks and stuff. Like Goku's Kamehameha from Super Saiyan 2 Goku's Kamehameha is like different animations and stuff. It's like, so? Like how quickly is that gonna go old when there's 150 characters to do with? Quantity over quality over here, man. Smash Bros. Had the same problem. I don't like that crap. I don't like the fighting games that have too many fucking characters. Especially when you're not even DLCing them. Like, what is there to look forward to exactly? At least if you DLC'd most of these characters, or at least half of it. Like, imagine you cut the roster in half and DLC'd the rest of the roster later on, even if you already have the characters ready to go. Wouldn't you think that would be the more smarter financial route? And then make the fans believe, like, have every character in Dragon Ball Z in all the arcs, all the movies ever made, have it ready to go, and let the fans ask you and beg you for more characters. That would at least be a smart financial decision. But just having all the characters out right off the bat, you don't think that's a bit overwhelming? And like, who's gonna want to play it? Unless you're the diehard Tenkaichi fans, I guess, will love it. And I'm a diehard Budokai fan, but I got my itch for a good Dragon Ball Z game from Kakarot. And I got it all from that game and the great story mode and stuff that was basically just showing the whole Dragon Ball Z arc in its original form played out in the game. So as far as playing this game online or whatever, that's not enough for me to drop $60 to $70 on a game for. Like, I can play the game online against other people. I'm like, yeah, but I can do that with a lot of fighting games. If I really wanted to play a fighting game online with someone and get my ass kicked, I'll fucking get Mortal Kombat or something. But Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is like, if the game goes on sale, if I find it for like maybe somewhere down the line, if it's cheap, like $20, or it becomes one of the free PlayStation Plus membership games monthly or whatever, then I'll get it. But like, as far as getting this game day one, $60, I'm gonna drop all my fucking money. Not all my fucking money, but I'm gonna drop freaking $60 to $70 on this freaking game, so I could go ahead and play as freaking Super Saiyan 4 Goku against Super Saiyan 3 Goku or some shit. See, fighting games, you have to have someone who wants to play the game with you, that also wants to buy the game and play it with. But if you're a fucking friendless fuck, and the friends you do have are a bunch of cheap fucks that don't want to get the PS5 because of, you know, whatever reason, then you really have no incentive to play this game. Now, getting Kakarot story mode, yeah. Sparking Zero, a whole bunch of characters, not really. I don't understand the whole quantity over quality thing. Like, make the transfer, make it that you can transform into these characters, and then, like, even as a business decision, add the characters later on. Just fucking dumping all the characters at once. And even if you're gonna end up doing this anyway, announcing that you have 150 characters is a smart thing, because then fans know you're holding out on them. But to just dump all the characters all at once, 100 or some characters, like that's supposed to excite me as a fan. Is like, it don't. Especially when I know a lot of the characters are like different versions of the same character. There's gonna be like 10 or 11 different Vegetas and Gokus and shit. Now, if I want to turn into Piccolo and turn into Orange Piccolo for the first time in a video game, I can't. There is no transforming into him. I just play Orange Piccolo. That's not fun to me. That's like part of the whole fun of what made Dragon Ball Z one of my favorite, you know, fighting games and all that stuff, was it transforming into these things. You can't do it with other fighting games. You don't transform in fucking Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat or Tekken or any of these fighting games. That's what made Dragon Ball Z unique. Not just as an anime, but as a fighting game, it made it unique that you could transform into these things. Power up all the way, and then it's like the old wrestling games where you have to like keep fighting, you have to keep wrestling your opponent and get enough power to do a finisher. That's how it was with Dragon Ball Z, but as a transformation. Once you start separating all the transformations into different separate characters, you take away about 50% of the fun of why I like playing Dragon Ball Z games in the first place. A love child between both games that has the story mode of Kakarot and the versus online playability of Sparking Zero would be like the perfect Dragon Ball game, the best one out. But the whole separate transformation and overabundance of characters just puts me off. If you're gonna force you to pick between a story mode Dragon Ball game and a online just versus Dragon Ball game, I'm gonna pick the story mode one every time. In conclusion, make Kakarot and Sparking Zero fuck and have a love child that's perfect. His attack moves back to defense mode and I'm out. Peace.